The fight for gender equality is something that affects us all, no matter where or who we are. However, the consequences of making open demands for justice vary greatly. Speaking out as a student of the University of St. Andrews simply is not the same as speaking out as a woman in the far more overtly patriarchal society of Ukraine. Marina is a 25-year-old Ukrainian aid worker living and working in Kyiv, where she is also one of the rare, brave individuals who call themselves feminists. As our final thought, she will be sharing with us some of her thoughts and feelings on Ukrainian society and the place of women within it. I hope you enjoy the chapter.
My name is Marina. I live in Kyiv in Ukraine. I want to tell you about my experience of being a woman in Ukraine and about a particular event that I feel explains a lot about the social pressure women face in my country. I'd like to talk about a situation which happened to me the other day. My colleagues and I were having a conversation about the importance of marriage, having family and children. The subject was brought by my male and female co-workers in their early 30s. They were criticizing me for not being desperate to find a man, get married and give birth to a bunch of kids. My colleagues were trying to convince me that my attempts to apply Western European way of thinking to Ukrainian reality, I mean wanting to be an independent woman and not being desperate to get married, were destined to failure, and that being such a defiant feminist was going to bring me a lot of trouble with my future husband. They said that I was lacking some sort of meaning in my life, and they hoped I would determine my place and role in this world as soon as possible by becoming a wife and a mother. And before all that, my life would be incomplete and therefore unhappy. And according to them, when I do find a man and create a family, I should do whatever my husband says, have as many children as he wants, otherwise I'll be considered selfish. Naturally, first I felt angry. Later, I even started questioning my own beliefs. However, the more I thought about it, the clearer it appeared that the views on marriage and being single in our society are illogical. Why is it considered normal to have 1 or 2 kids and be divorced at the age of 25, and there is no shame about it, but it's shameful to be single? Why is it okay to leave your children with their grandparents in another city and visit them every 1 or 2 weeks instead of waiting until you can actually afford having children and spending time with them? Why are young women pressured into marriage just because their relatives, schoolmates, colleagues, neighbors, and even people they hardly know think it is time? And if they wait too long, I mean longer than 25, the time will be lost forever, and no decent man will pay attention to them, because they will be too old. And at last, why do we consider the men who think that women at 25 are old as decent? Personally, if I hear from a man that at my 25 I'm too old for a marriage, it's simply not my man. I don't want him. But again, I'm a feminist, which apparently is a very bad thing. It's bad that I want to be able to choose my own future, to decide for myself when I want to get married, without other people judging and telling me, and to be respected for my own choices. But instead, every time I meet someone I haven't seen for a while, I keep hearing the same question. Are you getting married soon? And then I see their pitiful look as I say, only when I meet somebody really special and feel ready. And on top of this pressure, women are expected to conform to very traditional stereotypes, which prevent them from accomplishing many things which they believe are vital for them, for their freedom and their careers. For example, I recently got my driving license, which is something I'm proud of. However, when speaking about this to my male friends, I immediately became the subject of sexist jokes about female drivers. And one guy even told me that I shouldn't drive. Driving was a masculine activity, not something for women. If I have children, if I have daughters, I hope they will grow up in a society different to this one. I hope they'll be able to do whatever they want without being limited by feminine stereotypes. I hope that they will be respected as individuals and not based on their marital status or on the children they've had or not had. Right now, Ukraine is putting all its hopes on a pro-European parliament and getting closer to the West. But it's time we change our attitude ourselves in order to make our society a better place for everyone.
The fight for gender equality is something that affects us all, no matter where or who we are.